Kingdom Conversations. Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. Full disclosure here, folks. The Chiefs are headed to my second favorite place in the NFL, Lambeau Field. To go to this place to play this game for Sunday Night Football feels awesome.
What an amazing venue for anyone who loves football. I've never been there before, so I'm super excited to get up there on Sunday. I'm glad we're playing there in December, though, not September, because it's the frozen tundra, right? Has to be cold. Should be an awesome atmosphere on Sunday Night Football.
The Chiefs will be playing a team that is confident. The Packers are at the highest level of confidence this season. They moved on from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. We saw Jordan Love in 2021 at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium when Aaron Rodgers was diagnosed with COVID. But when they selected him as a first-round quarterback out of Utah State, you knew that's where the Pack were going for the future.
We're seeing his growth right now. It's right before our eyes. The Packers started 2-5 this year. There were a lot of questions about their direction, but they're one of the hottest teams in football now. They've won 3 of their last 4, and Jordan Love is a big reason behind that. I mean, he's been great during this 4-game stretch for them. Overall on the season, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I mentioned those early struggles, but in that 4-game stretch where they've won 3 of those games, 8 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, a passer rating north of 100.
But this is an offense, too, that took shots early against the Lions. I mean, they obliterated the Lions. The Packers in 10 weeks only had 20 total points in the first quarter. They had 20 in the first quarter on Thanksgiving.
And I respect him for that game plan. You have a former first-round pick at quarterback, figure out what he can do, throw the football downfield, and they're finding success doing that. And he has playmakers on this offense at wide receiver. Guys like rookie Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs is having a really nice season for them, and Christian Watson and Dontavion Wicks, those 2 players, they're each averaging over 16 yards per catch. So the Chiefs defense that's been so good here this season, once again need to be on their A-game here against a red-hot Packers offense.
And a red-hot Packer pass rush. The Chiefs will have to deal with Rashawn Gary especially. He just wrecked the Lions in that game. When you look at his performance, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. Now the Packers are beaten up on the back end somewhat. We'll monitor the injury report, but still Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark and others have to be accounted for by a Chiefs team that has been very good at protecting Patrick Mahomes all season.
This pass rush is legit, and Rashawn Gary is the leader of it, as you said. Goes even beyond that Lions game. He has 4 sacks in his last 2 games alone, and they spread out the pressure. Kenny Clark has 35 pressures this year. Preston Smith has 30 pressures. Second-year player Devontae Wyatt has 28 pressures. What's a good way to manage a pass rush, though? Run the football, and the Packers have struggled against the run this year. They're allowing 135 yards per average on the ground, 6th most in the NFL, and they've allowed at least 100 rushing yards in 7 of their 11 games.
And it's going to be a fun game, and the fact that here's the winningest coach in Kansas City Chiefs history, Andy Reid, with 125 wins. This is where he got his start. Green Bay gave Andy Reid his shot. He was part of one of maybe the greatest coaching staff ever assembled. 8 head coaches were on Mike Holmgren's staff during the 90s. But to go to a historic place to play this team on Sunday Night Football, and Andy Reid goes back to the team that gave him a chance.
And we can't normalize this era in Kansas City. We are so fortunate to have head coach Andy Reid as our coach during our lifetime, during our iteration as fans. Once again, the winningest head coach in Chiefs history. Let's get some more wins here, beginning with Sunday against the Packers.
Thank you, Mike Holmgren, for hiring Andy Reid and setting all this up for us. Only the 6th visit in history for the Chiefs. They're headed to Lambeau on Sunday Night Football to take on the Packers.